As we age, aging naturally begins, and the balance of the face starts to break down. The goal isn't to look dramatically different, but to look younger and more balanced. Keeping your natural appearance while restoring harmony, that's the core of middle-age rejuvenation.
Director, could you explain what rejuvenation surgery really means?
Aging usually happens in two main ways. First, the face starts to sag. Second, volume gradually disappears. When that happens, balance is lost. So the key question is how to restore that balance. Sometimes we lift volume upward. Sometimes we reduce excess volume below. Other times, we add volume where it's hollow, such as with fat grafting. By adjusting these elements, we can guide the face to look younger. That's what rejuvenation surgery is about.
Looking at Brad Pitt's before and after photos, what stands out to you the most?
Before surgery, when he smiled, the smile lines drooped downward and the wrinkles looked deeper. After surgery, the skin looks smoother and the volume sits higher. Before treatment, the space between the eyes and eyebrows was very narrow and the eyelids looked heavy. Because of that, the forehead muscles were constantly used, which caused more wrinkles. By lifting the forehead and brow area, those muscles can relax. Wrinkles soften, the eyes look more open, and the overall expression becomes brighter and younger.
Lindsay Lohan looks completely refreshed. She actually looks even younger. Which areas do you feel changed the most?
In this case as well, I think she looks more refined than before. Her smile lines were quite deep, and the wrinkles around the mouth and jaw made the face look uneven. Now, the front view looks much more balanced. It appears that both the front and mid were lifted together, extending the lift forward to create a firmer overall look.
To achieve a natural lift, what do you think is most important? The approach has to match the condition, right?
If the skin is significantly loose and the deeper SMO's layer needs tightening, a simple lift isn't enough. In those cases, a full SMO's lift is needed, which is usually more suitable for older patients. If sagging is mainly due to volume loss, for example after weight loss, or if the jawline looks uneven or bulky, you can reduce volume where it's excessive and add it where it's hollow. Even light lifting combined with volume adjustment can give very satisfying results. For wrinkles or overall skin quality, skin boosters or laser treatments can also help improve elasticity and keep the skin firmer.
Let's take a look at some cases.
From the side profile, the nose looks longer and slightly drooped. When that happens, the midface also appears longer, so the starting point needs to be lowered. The bridge was slightly lowered, and the tip was lifted upward. By adjusting the angle this way, the face looks shorter and younger. Another important point is the line coming down from the forehead. Raising that angle slightly helps the face look younger and less elongated. If too much bone is removed, it can actually make sagging worse. So in this case, only minimal contouring was done, focusing on soft angles. For middle-aged patients, facial contouring needs to be approached carefully because the skin is already looser. It can sometimes worsen sagging. That's why I always explain both the advantages and limitations. While contouring reduces bone size, it doesn't always make the face look smaller. When the skin has already lost elasticity, in those situations, either a very conservative approach is needed, or it may be better not to do it at all. If contouring is done, it's often best combined with lifting, because this patient also had marionette lines, uneven contours, and sagging in the central face. We performed a full facelift. Along with front face and neck lifting, this mesh layer was tightened to smooth the jawline, and excess skin was carefully removed. Eye surgery was also performed to make the eyes clearer and more defined. Fat was repositioned, excess skin was removed, and volume was added to hollow cheek areas to restore balance and create a younger look.
How satisfied was she with the results?
She said, "I never imagined I could look this much younger."
If I had to guess which procedure makes the biggest impact, it would be eye surgery.
I completely agree. In this case too, there was some asymmetry and drooping skin covered the eyes, so she often raised her eyebrows to see. If the drooping is moderate, just creating a non-incisional eyelid line can already make the eyes look more open. Then, removing the remaining excess skin with a subbrow lift keeps the result natural and allows for faster recovery. The eye shape doesn't change dramatically, but the overall face looks younger. That's why I often recommend a combination of subbrow lift, eyelid line correction, and forehead lift. As people age, many develop deep hollowness under the eyes. This makes the eyes look tired and creates multiple creases. The solution is to strengthen the eye-opening muscles, create one clean eyelid crease, and add fat naturally above it. When these are done together, the eyes become smoother and more youthful. In middle age, the face changes in many ways. Everything shifts downward. Some areas lose volume and others start to bulge. That's when balance is lost. Restoring that balance, almost like resetting the face, is what truly matters.
What would you say is the key point of rejuvenation surgery for middle-aged patients?
Aging naturally, step by step. We can't stop aging, but by preserving your natural features and restoring balance, that is, in my view, the essence of middle-age aesthetic surgery. Thank you.